We all have an inner critic. It whispers doubts and fears and offers comfort when we are restless. This voice, often rooted in past wounds, tries to protect us, yet it holds us back from our fullest expression. This is the seductive voice of self-sabotage. It can be cunning and deceptive. It masquerades as our friend, warning us of potential pain. It tells us we are not ready or not good enough. This perceived protection is a cage where we are beholden to temporary comforts. Self-sabotage delivers a false sense of security. It offers a sense of control in a world that often feels chaotic. It whispers, if we hold ourselves back, we can avoid vulnerability. Thank you for your kind attention today. I am Christine George, founder of CG Excellence Training. This module brings awareness to the conditioning that can overwhelm and limit our personal expression. We will explore the ways to stay present and honor your light because the world needs your vibrance and vitality more than ever. When we surrender to our comfort zone, we dodge the judgment of others or self-realization. This perceived safety is an illusion. It traps us in a cycle of unrealized dreams and muted aspirations. The first step to breaking free is awareness. We must learn to recognize the voice of our inner saboteur and escape the cage of distraction, unhealthy cravings, or self-soothing that is nothing but a spiral to self-destruction. We ask, what triggers its pronouncements? Once we can identify it, we can begin to challenge its authority. We can start to question the limiting beliefs it perpetuates. This journey is about understanding its origins, not silencing the inner critic entirely. Acknowledge its presence without allowing it to dictate our choices. Opt for courage over comfort, vulnerability over self-protection. Personal power does not come from wearing the scarlet letter of shame. It comes from pure compassion for ourselves. Remind yourself that you have control over your consciousness. Take your autonomy back. Place yourself in a field of grace that allows you to face the tsunami force of the seductive saboteur. Self-sabotage rarely appears out of thin air. It's often triggered by specific events or emotions. Understanding these triggers is key to dismantling their power. Common triggers include fear of failure, fear of success, perfectionism, and a need for control. Fear of failure can paralyze us. It keeps us from taking risks and pursuing our dreams. The thought of not measuring up can be debilitating. Fear of success, on the other hand, might seem counterintuitive, yet it's a powerful driver of self-sabotage. We might fear the changes success could bring, such as increased responsibility, higher expectations, and the possible loss of identity. Perfectionism, another common trigger, sets an impossibly high bar. It tells us that anything less than flawless is unacceptable. This relentless pursuit of an unattainable ideal leads to procrastination, self-criticism, and a fear of shining our light to the world through our sacred life force. The need for control often stems from a desire to avoid uncertainty and discomfort. It manifests as micromanagement, rigidity, and a resistance to change. Recognizing these triggers grants the ability to see behind the veil and shine light on the shadows of deception. It allows us to Understand the why behind our self-sabotaging behaviors. This understanding is the first step toward disrupting these patterns and choosing a different path. When faced with these emotional triggers, we often resort to addictive behaviors as a means of escape. These behaviors provide temporary relief, but ultimately perpetuate the cycle. They numb the discomfort of our unaddressed emotions and keep us from the full expression of our purpose. Procrastination is a classic form of self-sabotage. We put off important tasks, telling ourselves we'll do them later. This delay tactic allows us to avoid the potential discomfort of failure or the vulnerability of allowing our fullest expression to be seen. Procrastination leads to stress, overwhelm, and ultimately reinforces the belief that we're not capable or worthy. Other addictive behaviors include overworking, people pleasing, and excessive consumption of food, alcohol, or drugs. While these behaviors might offer a temporary reprieve from difficult emotions, they ultimately keep us from addressing the root cause of our pain. Overworking, for instance, might feel productive, but it often masks a fear of inadequacy or a need for external validation. People-pleasing stems from a desire for approval and a fear of rejection. We prioritize the needs of others, often at the expense of our own well-being. This pattern leaves us feeling drained, resentful, and disconnected from our authentic selves. The excessive consumption of substances or engaging in other compulsive behaviors provides temporary escape, but ultimately leads to further disconnection and a deepening of the underlying pain. To truly break free from self-sabotage, we must go beyond simply identifying triggers and behaviors. We need to dig deeper and understand the underlying needs that are driving these patterns. Often, these needs are rooted in a lack of self-love, self-worth, or self-compassion. When we don't believe we are worthy of love, belonging, or success, we unconsciously sabotage ourselves. We confirm our limiting beliefs by engaging in behaviors that keep us in the comfort cage. We may fear that if we truly shine, we'll be rejected or abandoned. So we dim our own light, playing small to avoid the perceived threat of vulnerability. Recognizing these deeper needs requires honesty and self-reflection. What are the core beliefs driving your self-sabotaging behaviors? Do you believe you are worthy of love and belonging? Do you trust that you are capable and deserving of success? This exploration can be uncomfortable, but it's essential for lasting change. Once we identify these needs, we can begin to meet them in healthy and sustainable ways. This might involve practicing self-compassion, setting healthy boundaries, or engaging in activities that bring us joy and fulfillment. As we begin to fill our own cups, we are less likely to seek validation and fulfillment from external sources. This week, I invite you to navigate your life with conscious intention and get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Elevate your standard of care. Be keenly aware of the energy that surrounds you. Be mindful of the music playing, the materials you read, and the spaces that you enter. Is your environment in alignment with your highest potential? Release all subpar influences that no longer hold value. Let's begin by up-leveling your environment to spaces that encourage and support your purpose. Your legacy deserves the best of you. Remember this: the quality of your energy is in direct relation to the mindfulness of your daily choices, no matter how small. Contact CG Excellence Training for your complimentary assessment that could lead to conscious leadership excellence. Subscribe to ensure that you capture every module of inspiration for the very best version of yourself in life and leadership. CG Excellence Training, delivering your mission to the world.